Australia's remoteness created an environment unlike any other on Earth. Australia's quarantine laws help to protect this. Food, plant material, and animal products from overseas, inclusive of many common souvenirs, could introduce some of the world's most serious pests and diseases into Australia. This would devastate Australia's vulnerable agriculture and tourism industry, as well as its unique flora and fauna. Not to mention the impacts it would also have on the exporting of Australian-grown products. The biosecurity officers at airports, seaports, as well as international mail centres are constantly on high alert for anybody who is carrying undeclared or prohibited items into Australia. As an example, bird and poultry products are of utmost concern since the first isolated cases of avian influenza reported in Asia in late 2003. Birds, poultry meat and poultry products, inclusive of eggs, egg products, feathers, and vaccines from overseas can also be carriers of disease, including that of avian influenza. Poultry meat and products are not allowed into Australia and are seized and destroyed by our biosecurity officers once the products have been confiscated. All incoming international mail is also subject to quarantine intervention. Additionally to this, incoming passengers from overseas will have their baggage x-rayed, inspected, or checked by detector dogs for potentially harmful items that would put Australia's natural flora and fauna at risk. Thus, ensure that you're aware of these particularly hazardous items that quarantine is looking for so you do not get caught out. As a result of not properly declaring food or animal items, penalties will apply for people breaching Australia's quarantine laws. This includes hefty fines or imprisonment, depending upon the quantity of the product as well as the potential harm that product could bring. The reason we do this is simple. It is to protect the biodiversity of Australia and also Australian industry. Through our quarantine laws, Australia has developed large and important export industries like meat, dairy, and wheat. All this because our products are recognised globally as being disease-free. We want to keep it that way, and we want to protect these industries and allow the world to join us in enjoying our high-quality, disease-free products. By now, you should be aware of how Australia is very serious about remaining free of exotic pests and disease. Travellers who fail to declare minor quarantine risk items could face on-the-spot fines of $220. Prosecution and penalties for more serious offences can go up to $60,000 plus a criminal record. Thus, it is imperative that all items from travellers who are arriving within Australia must declare anything made from plant or animals. This includes meat, dairy or other animal products, wooden artifacts, fruit, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and of course, live animals. The spread of unwanted disease into Australia also poses a wide range of economic concerns due to how agriculture makes up a fifth of Australia's total economy. In order to try and prevent unwanted pathogens and animals spreading within the agricultural industry, the Australian Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry as well as the AQIS work to reduce the risk to Australia's agricultural industries by closely monitoring travellers and vehicles arriving from either the seaports, airports or via smuggling. Some of these very harmful unwanted visitors include the following. Firstly, the Capra beetle, known to be the world's most serious pest of stored grains. If this pest became established in Australia, it would pose a major threat to export trade worth billions of dollars. Secondly, the giant African snail, which is known to attack at least 500 species of plants, and it could even threaten Australia's renowned eucalyptus trees, as well as cocoa, peanut, and legume crops. Thirdly, the Asian gypsy moth, a threat to more than 600 species of native fruit and ornamental trees. These are some extreme examples that, if allowed in Australia, would greatly impact on the livelihood of many, many people. If you are feeling unwell or passengers are seen as showing symptoms of major diseases such as rabies, malaria or SARS, the AQIS will report you and those who are displaying these set of symptoms. This means that you will have further assessments done to you to determine whether you need to be quarantined in Australia for a period of up to 40 days depending on the severity of your illness. Another more likely outcome is that customs officials will deny you access into Australia and send you back to your country of origin. In the highly unlikely event that passengers are found to be carrying highly dangerous diseases, 3 immediate steps will be taken to limit the impact and spread of the disease. These steps are: The airplane will be fully disinfected to kill any pathogens of the virus that may have contaminated it. Mosquito nets in the case of malaria will be set up to stop any from entering into the immediate Australian airspace. An insecticide will also be used in conjunction with the nets in order to kill any possible outliers. All passengers travelling on the aeroplane and in the immediate area will be contacted and monitored by the AQRS authorities to ensure that they are not couriers of the dangerous pathogen detected. Lastly, if you're travelling interstate via roadways, please ensure that you take note of the signs on the highways notifying you of the hazards regarding fruit flies and the grapevine disease Phylloxera. These particular pests can greatly harm the agricultural economy within Australia via the unwanted introduction of these invasive species within specified regions. So please be wary and alert to what you're carrying on, as on-the-spot fines can be up to $200, and they will apply if you are found to be carrying fruit into specific stated areas. We hope that you enjoy your stay in the beautifully diverse country that is Australia. And as always, take into account that nature made Australia unique, and quarantine keeps it that way, so please be responsible and declare.